Hello. In this lesson, we will examine a sample application related to the usage of a button. We will design Arduino circuit diagrams using Tinkercad. You can also replicate the same setup in a physical environment and observe the outcomes of the applications by referring to these designs. Initially, we attach the ground pin to the negative part of the breadboard, ensuring that the entire rail is connected to the ground line. Afterwards, we connected the 5-volt input to the bottom left pin of the button. Next, we made a connection from the opposite leg of the button to the second pin of the Arduino. This way, we will be able to determine whether the button is pressed or not through the code we will write for the Arduino. We connected the third pin of the Arduino to the resistor connected to the green LED. Then we connected the fourth pin with a yellow wire to the resistor attached to the yellow LED. Next, we connected the fifth pin to the resistor of the blue LED with a blue cable. And we connected the sixth pin to the resistor connected to the red LED. The short legs of each LED have been connected to the ground rail. We'll take a look at the code now. First, variables are being defined. The variables were declared as integers. The variable for the button has the same value as the pin to which the button is connected. Just like the digital pins to which they are connected, the green LED is labeled as 3, the yellow LED is 4, the blue LED is 5, and the red LED is 6. Within the setup block, we define pin modes as input or output. The button was set as an input, indicating that we defined the second digital pin of the Arduino as an input, because voltage will be received from the button to the Arduino. The variables named green, yellow, blue, and red LEDs are defined as outputs because voltage will be sent from the Arduino to the LEDs. As you know, the loop block contains commands that will be repeated as long as the system is running. A condition is given using the if command. We use the digital read function to read digital data. The digital read function, with the expression button inside the parentheses, allows us to read the data coming from pin 2. Because the variable button represents pin 2, if we had written 2 instead of button here, we would still achieve the same result. We use the double equal sign for the equal to condition. The high expression is used when active or when there is voltage. If the button is pressed, this pin will be high because we connected the 5 volts to the bottom left pin of the button. So, if the button connected to pin 2 is pressed, we ensure that 5 volts are applied to the green, yellow, blue, and red LEDs connected to pins 3, 4, 5, and 6, respectively. The else block covers the condition in which the button is not high but low in the if statement, meaning the situation where the button is not pressed. When the button is not pressed, we command all pins connected to the LEDs to receive a low signal, thereby turning off the LEDs. Then, we introduce a 10 millisecond delay to ensure more stable readings by the microcontroller. Let's run the simulation now and see the results. The LEDs turned on in the simulation without pressing the button. Let's pause the simulation and then run it again. The button serves no purpose. We'll now analyze the cause of this undesired situation. We supplied 5 volts to the bottom left pin of the button and ensured that this 5 volts reaches digital pin 2 when the button is pressed through its top right pin. However, if we don't connect the right-hand side block to the ground with a high-value resistor, it creates an unstable 5-volt structure, and data can be sent to the Arduino's digital input as if the button was pressed, even if we don't press it. To eliminate this unstable structure and ensure the button functions properly, we need to make a resistor connection. This issue is actually related to pull up and pull down resistors, but at this stage, we just need to know that we should connect a resistor specifically for buttons. We'll cover the details in later sessions. Now, let's make a resistor connection. We're connecting the resistor to the line opposite the 5-volt input. Thus, we are grounding this line with a high-value resistor to eliminate the uncertain situation. Because when we connect a high-value resistor, the voltage won't reach the digital input when the button is not pressed. We're setting the resistance value to 10,000 ohms. 10,000 ohms is equivalent to 10 kiloohms. The color code of a 10,000 ohm resistor is brown, black, orange. There's no problem in using a resistor close to 10,000 ohms here. Now let's run the simulation again after connecting this resistor. As we can see, even though we supplied power to the Arduino, the LEDs did not light up. However, when we pressed the button, the LEDs lit up. So, thanks to this resistor, we have prevented the button from being in an unstable state and enabled it to perform its function as desired. Now, let's examine how the button operates through the physical setup. You are currently witnessing the unstable state of a button without a resistor connected. At times, it seems like information is being sent to the Arduino as if the button has been pressed. I'm connecting the button to a resistor now. Upon connecting the resistor, the unstable behavior disappears. Consequently, when the button is not pressed, a signal of 0 is sent to the Arduino's digital input, and only when the button is pressed, a signal of 1 is sent. We have reached the end of this lesson, where we examined the example of the button's operation. Good luck with your studies.